Football is the ultimate team sport. It really is. The successful head coaches are probably the guys that just get everybody working together toward a common cause and pitching in together.
Steve Spurrier being given a ride to the center of the field, back to back to back, SEC championships.
This is Driven. Steve Spurrier, an SEC legend. Presented by Cadillac.
You know, Muhammad Ali said, "It ain't bragging if it's true." And that said, hi, I'm James Bates, proud member of the University of Florida football team from '92 to '96. In those years, we won 4 SEC championships and a national championship my senior year. That year, I was an all-SEC linebacker, led the Gators with 137 tackles, and was co-captain. Felt all right, huh? It's not bragging, is it? If it's true. You know what else is true? Steve Spurrier did a heck of a job at the University of Florida as the head football coach. He was there, of course, during those years. He's also done a heck of a job in Columbia, South Carolina as head coach of the Gamecocks. He's hanging out with us today. Lucky you. Well, Coach, first of all, number 11 has meant a lot to you over the years. I know Gator fans remember you not only as a great football coach, but as a Heisman Trophy winner and wearing that jersey number 11. And 11 wins became even more special to you. Congratulations on a heck of a season.
Well, thank you, James. Yeah, I tell you what, sort of interesting, when I was hired here in 2005, Mike McGee, the athletic director, said, "Coach, we're going to put a lot of incentives in there to where if you do well, you'll make a bunch of money." And the wins was if you win 8 and win 9, you get some extra dough for those. There was no mention of 10s or 11s. We'd had one 10-win season in the history of the school back in '84. Joe Morrison and those guys were here then and had a big year. But to win 11 here at South Carolina for the first time ever was really neat. And obviously we had a super bunch of players that really knew how to finish the game. And it's sort of neat beating Nebraska because, as you know, they clobbered us back in '95. And we got the best of them down there in the Citrus Bowl, the Capital One Bowl, and so that was a fun day.
The numbers lined up this past season. We started this talk about the number 11, but it goes pretty deep. Give us, if you would, the 11 and the 66 run that you went on.
Yeah, it was interesting. Before the season started, 2011, I wore number 11 for my junior year in high school all the way through 10 years of the NFL, 4 different teams. So 11 has sort of been, you know, a little bit of a favorite number, I guess you'd call mine. And so it's 2011, and I think I told my wife, Jerry, I said, wouldn't it be neat if we could win 11 in 2011? You know, we start winning a bunch of close games, and they're adding up, and we have a chance to beat Nebraska in the Capital One Bowl. And, of course, I was 66 years old. I am now, in last year, too. And 66 was my Heisman year at Florida, 1966. So 66 was always sort of a number here and there. So I looked around and got the ticket to the Capital One Bowl, and it was the 66th annual Florida Citrus Bowl, now the Capital One Bowl. I said, man, these 66s are adding up, too. And we get to the ballpark, and I think somebody said the temperature at kickoff is supposed to be 66 degrees. I said, man, the numbers are adding up for us. But fortunately, we won the game, so you can sort of tell those stories. If we got beat, it wouldn't have been much of a story.
Well, it's well documented how competitive you are. I mean, we've seen what you've done as a coach, as a player, but, you know, being around those who play golf with you or anything else, it's one of those tiddlywinks or whatever it is. Coach Spurrier wants to beat you. Was that something, your competitive juices? Here's a chance to come to South Carolina, and really, it's not just 11 wins, but, you know, going to Tennessee and winning. There are a lot of firsts that hadn't been done. Did that make this job extra exciting?
Yeah, it certainly did, Batesy. I don't know if you know, but when I went to Florida in 1990, they'd never had a 10-win season, much less than 11 or 12. And, of course, Urban got a 13 while he was there. But a lot of firsts we did at Florida, actually, in the days you were there. And to come to South Carolina, and there was a chance at so many firsts, it was just too good of a challenge to turn down. And I guess I'm one of those guys that would rather do something for the first time than maybe rather go to school and win another national championship. You know, I think it's neat in life when you achieve something that no one else has ever done. And we're still trying to do that here in South Carolina, and hopefully we can win us an SEC here in the next 2 or 3 years.
Well, and everything that comes along with it that people maybe don't always get to see. Like, oh, wow, it looked like another good year for Coach Spurrier. And, you know, the back-to-back 9-win seasons and to beat, you know, teams like Clemson and Florida and Georgia back-to-back years is impressive. But what people don't get is the tour that I just went on and the weight room and the facilities. I can only imagine what they were like when we were coming here in the early 90s.
You're exactly right. Football, basketball, it's a team sport. And not only just your team, but the university, the boosters. And we've got some wealthy alumni here at South Carolina, but no one had really quite asked them, hey, we need $1 million from you and $2 million from you and this, that, and the other. So our boosters, people that love their school here at South Carolina, really stepped up and donated the money to get these facilities built. So right now, facility-wise, I think we're right amongst the best in the SEC and amongst the best in the country. So facilities, the university, academics, it all goes together to give a coach a chance to win.
Coming up on Driven.
If you can recruit your home state, you know, you got to keep them at home to start with. That actually helps you get some other guys. We've actually signed 4 Mr. Footballs from our state. So we've done pretty well in state, which you got to do.
Driven, Steve Spurrier, an SEC legend, is presented by Cadillac. The all-new XTS has arrived, and it's bringing the future forward.
When we built the Cadillac ATS from the ground up to be the world's best sports sedan, people noticed. The all-new Cadillac ATS, 2013 North American Car of the Year. For a limited time, take advantage of this exceptional offer on the all-new Cadillac ATS.
You used to take your daddy out when he was your age.
All right.
You got a big one out there. Okay, buddies, you have fun today?
In North Myrtle Beach, we have a lot of great vacation ideas, such as championship golf, entertainment, great fishing, fine dining, and fabulous shopping. But we're sure the beauty of our wide-open beach will inspire some great ideas of your own. For your free planner, call 1-866-219-1519 or log on to northmyrtlebeach.travel.
Tired of lugging out your heavy, bulky pressure cleaner? You need the amazing Water Jet. It turns your ordinary garden hose into a super power washer, powerful enough to clean second-story windows. Here's how it works. Water flows through the volume reduction chambers where pressure builds until a powerful jet stream blasts through the precision-engineered solid brass tip. The control valve regulates the water pressure, great for siding, umbrellas, and awnings. Blast grime and weeds off brick and paver driveways. It attaches to any garden hose so you can take it along boating and camping. Quality built with stainless steel, aluminum, and solid brass, and only $19.95. You'll also get the bonus fan tip that creates a powerful fan-shaped spray. Scour away mold, scrub wood decks and docks, patios and pool decks, cars and trucks. Dial back the pressure to gently water flowers. There's more. We'll double the offer. You'll get 2 amazing water jets and 2 fan tips for only $19.95. Just pay additional processing and handling. Call to get the jet.
To order Water Jet, call 1-800-943-0739. Call now and we'll double the offer. So call 1-800-943-0739 and order Water Jet today.
It's TV's best new series, The Following, next week on Fox.
Saturday, college basketball is on Fox Sports South. The Crimson of Harvard head to Memphis as the Ivy Leaguers take on Josh Pastner's high-flying Tigers. Harvard, Memphis, Saturday at 12:30, 11:30 Central on Sports South.
Vote for Kanika and me, and you can win a VIP trip to the Daytona 500. It's the Fox Sports Girls Race to Daytona. Vote, enter, win at foxsports.com.
You're watching Sports South. Welcome back to Driven. Steve Spurrier, an SEC legend, presented by Cadillac.
Well, let's talk about some of these South Carolina kids, because that's another thing that people, you know, you talk about great high school football, and of course they're going to want to talk Ohio, Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania. You don't hear South Carolina thrown into that mix a lot, but when you can keep them in state and you can keep them right here at the University of South Carolina, there's a pretty good crop of talent that's coming out of high school football.
There really is, James. And the reason you don't hear about high school football that much in South Carolina is because our population is only 4.5 million, the entire state. Whereas greater Atlanta, I think a 50-mile radius of Atlanta, is like 5.5 million. So just the total numbers are low. But the quality of play here, I think, is just as good as Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, all around. And if you can recruit your home state, you know, you got to keep them at home to start with. That actually helps you get some other guys. And Stephon Gilmore really helped us 4 years ago when he came, and then Alshon Jeffrey, and then, of course, Marcus Lattimore, and then Jadavion Clowney. We've actually signed 4 Mr. Footballs from our state. So we've done pretty well in state, which you got to do.
And it seems like it really would go full circle when you really step back and look at it. The more buzz, the more excited the state is about their team, about this team. Well, these kids, it's almost like they don't have a choice anymore. I remember Tennessee, you know, like yourself, being an East Tennessee boy, when you were recruiting me, and you're like, Bates, you got all these people saving up their whole life trying to turn 60 and move down to Florida. You got a chance to come now and you're 18. What's your big hook now? What's your big sell to get these guys out of state to come to Columbia?
Well, just opportunity to compete in the SEC, opportunity to win, opportunity to graduate from our school. We graduated like 27 football players in the calendar year last year, and now different times of the year. But we're graduating our guys now at a high rate. They're going to class, they're doing well in the classroom, and hopefully they're in position to, you know, live well, get a good job, get married, give back to their old school when they're in position financially. So we're trying to do things the right way. And we do have a lot of good players here that have learned the commitment to be successful.
If you're one of Coach's guys, he's going to fight for you, and he's going to fight for that team. And I'll never forget, I was a redshirt freshman, and I was hosting on a recruiting weekend Darrell Bush. You remember Darrell Bush?
Okay, yeah.
Great linebacker out of Lake Brantley High School. And this was back when you could have the jerseys and the numbers of their high school and their names on the jersey as they come walking through the locker room. And he wore 44 in high school. And we're sitting there at the locker and talking with his mom, and you come walking up, and his mom goes, Coach Darrell has worn 44 his whole career, and he plans on wearing it in college. And you go, Batesy, you wear 44, don't you? And I was like, yes, sir. And he goes, and then you said, you feel like giving it up? I said, no, sir, and I'm not sure what, you know, what's going to happen here. This guy's an All-American, everybody wants him. And then you turned to Mrs. Bush, and you said, well, looks like he won't be wearing 44 if he's a Gator. And I just, for that day, you know, I just...
no, we weren't. Yeah, we don't take anybody's number. Now, if he'd come in and beat you out, and he was first team, and you'd gone bad or something, then we might have given him after he gets there. But I tell them all that if the number's available, you'll certainly get it. But if another guy's got it, and you beat him out, and you're a starter and he's not, yeah, we may make a change, because numbers aren't for life. That's just my philosophy. If a guy starts out with the numbers of freshman, he doesn't have it forever unless he's a real player.
Up next on Driven.
At times we just start calling ball plays and start making up a few as we go. I still think there's a lot of merit in making up a play. Sometimes you just got to call what you feel and not say, well, that's not in the game plan.
Built the Cadillac ATS from the ground up to be the world's best sports sedan. People noticed. The all-new Cadillac ATS, 2013 North American Car of the Year. For a limited time, take advantage of this exceptional offer on the all-new Cadillac ATS.
This is an O'Charlie's table. Oak, solid, gets the job done. That's Southern fried chicken drizzled with honey. Now that table's a flavor alter. How about hand-seasoned Santa Fe tilapia? Tides are turning on this table. And howdy, cowboy sirloin. Throw some wheels on this thing and it turns into a chuck wagon. And here's the bill. Everything's $9.99. All day, every day. The O'Charlie's $9.99er. 9 meals, 1 price, 0 compromises. Only at O'Charlie's.
A vacation in South Walton isn't about what you take. It's what you take away and return to year after year. All the special times. The perfect moments. Unforgettable places. And all the things you did that you never do anywhere else. Come find your perfect beach.
I gladly referred some of my friends to DirecTV, and now I get $40 a month off my bill. If I'm happy with something, I'm going to tell my friends about it. You know, I've referred people to my mechanic, but he's never given me a free oil change. But with DirecTV, when I refer somebody, I get a discount, and I think that says something about them.
Refer a friend to DirecTV, and you'll both get $10 off your bill every month. Just give them your account number before they call 1-855-REFER-NOW.
Like a lot of people, I'm trying to take care of myself a little better. Some things work really well. Others, well, I'm trying. But one thing I know for sure, eating better is so much easier with Simple Truth.
You'll find Simple Truth and Simple Truth organic items throughout your Kroger store. The green circle tells you only the good stuff goes in. Plus, Simple Truth is delicious and affordable.
And that means a lot.
Simple Truth. Easy to find, easy to understand. Only at Kroger.
Hey, this is Brittany, and you're watching Sports South.
Welcome back to Driven. Steve Spurrier, an SEC legend, presented by Cadillac.
So get this, while at Florida, we never lost to LSU, never lost to Georgia, never lost to Vandy, of course, the Mississippi schools, Arkansas, never lost to Alabama, never lost to Tennessee. And that's the one that I had to have. Just like Steve Spurrier, I went to high school in East Tennessee. So when we went back to Knoxville my senior year in Neyland Stadium, it was all on the line to make it 4 in a row against the Vols. And early on, the tone was set. 4th down and long at about midfield, opening drive of the game. And the head ball coach, Steve Spurrier, goes for it. Danny Warfel to Reedell Anthony, not just for a first down, but for a touchdown. Not only did it set the tone for the game, but that's the kind of play calling, and that's the kind of head coaching that makes guys want to play hard for you. And they're still doing it here at South Carolina. I think we were both can say that we were fortunate to be around not just a great player, but a great person like Danny Warfel. And from what I hear, I've never met him, but I hear that Marcus Lattimore came on and was a young man, and just people just gush over him. Is he a very special kid? Would he fall into that category, the Dannies?
Yeah, he really is, James. There's no ego with Marcus. He wants to do everything for the team. And if you want him to carry it 40 times in a game like he did down the swamp 2 years ago, he can do that. Or if he gets it 10 or 15, I mean, he's all for the team. It's not an individual sport for him.
Don't know if really want to call it a sophomore slump, but did he start the way that everybody expected it to? There was a little bit more pressure, it seems, at the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know that he just completely knocked guys down. That first year, we were playing Georgia, and we had a 14-3 lead somehow, and our defense obviously played well, and it seems like every time we called a pass play, we either got sacked or a quarterback fumbled or something would happen. And with about 8.5 minutes left, we still had the lead. And I told one of the guys, I said, we're not going to throw the ball again unless we just have to. And we just handed Marcus about 12 straight plays, I think. And he took it from about our 25 down to their 3-yard line and then the 1-yard line. And we actually kicked a field goal to put it away. And that sort of was the way we started playing football here. Just give it to Marcus until they proved they could tackle him. And then we'd throw a little bit here and there. He's really a quality young man, and hopefully we can give it to him, but still mix in a little bit better passing this season.
You know, it kind of is a nice segue into talk to us about offensive football. And you know, I know we could sit for weeks and not even scratch the surface talking with you, but how do you go about now with so many different schemes and so many different looks, just trying to be fresh and original and throwing these curveballs at them?
Well, James, first of all, I think as a coach, you got to be flexible, and you got to do what your players are talented and capable of doing. A lot of people says, Coach, your offense has changed since those Florida days. And I said, yeah, it has changed. I said, first of all, I hired the offensive line coach at Appalachian State, Sean Elliott, and he brought down sort of the spread offense stuff, and you give it to the guy, or quarterback keeps it. It's a new style, and it's really what's best for us right here with our personnel. So that's what we're doing.
Do you script practice now, or are you still show me cover two?
Do a little different, James, than I did back in those days. But that was a run you guys made, and a lot of people don't know James was there 93 through 96. You and Danny Werfel, same age guys, same years, and so forth. And to win 4 SECs in a row and 1 national was pretty special. But what we do in practice now, actually, I've got some co-offensive coordinators, our line coach and Steve Jr., my son, is the pass game coach and a co-coordinator. They script up a lot, and then a lot of times I say, let me just start calling plays again when we're doing just team against the scout team, this, that, and the other. And so we do a little bit of both, but we do a lot of scripting, and then at times we just start calling ball plays and start making up a few as we go. I still think there's a lot of merit in making up a play. Sometimes you just got to call what you feel and not say, well, that's not in the game plan. You know, sometimes it just makes sense to have a go at it. So, yeah, we still do that.
Coming up on Driven.
I wanted to coach here in my last 8-10 years, whatever it's going to be, and see if we can't do some things that have never happened before. And we've done a bunch of them, but there's still plenty out there that we hope to accomplish.
Driven, Steve Spurrier, an SEC legend, is presented by Cadillac. The all-new XTS has arrived, and it's bringing the future forward.
When we built the Cadillac ATS from the ground up to be the world's best sports sedan, people noticed. The all-new Cadillac ATS, 2013 North American Car of the Year. For a limited time, take advantage of this exceptional offer on the all-new Cadillac ATS.
CPI Security's InTouch system puts you in control of your security and home. With the push of a button, InTouch can arm your system, lock your doors, control your thermostat and lights. Through text and video notifications, InTouch gives you real-time knowledge and keeps you connected to what matters most. Install the InTouch home automation system free, and we'll include an interior video camera, InTouch thermostat, and monitored fire communicator. Call CPI Security today.
Hey, wake up. Who are you? I'm you. Or the you could be. Just gotta get up, get active. I'm too tired. Then take 5-Hour Energy. You'll feel alert and energized for hours. Let's go. Maybe later.
You used to look like that.
Meet the girlfriend you could have. 5-Hour Energy. Be the you could be.
Thank you, America, for making Mighty Bite one of the best-selling lures on the market today.
And now the complete Mighty Bite fishing kit is yours for only $19.95. You get 10 Mighty Bites in time-tested colors and sizes with all of the hooks and hardware you need to land the lunkers. But wait, call now and get the Mighty Bite Big Bass Bonus Kit. It's a $20 value, but it's yours free, plus processing and handling.
Mighty Bite Hand 5. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Don't let this one get away. Reel in the Mighty Bite now. Here's how to order.
It's a thrilling college basketball triple header. First, Harvard battles Memphis. Then, the Pac-12 takes center stage when Arizona collides with Arizona State. And in the nightcap, Cal clashes with rival Stanford. The action tips off Saturday on Sports South.
This is Kanika, and you're watching Sports South.
Welcome back to Driven. Steve Spurrier, an SEC legend, presented by Cadillac.
You're starting to nip at the heels. Most wins in the SEC of a great one in Paul Bear Bryant. Is it something that you've thought about? You stick around for a few more years and you're truly honest.
No, not that one. I don't think anybody will ever do that one. He was the head coach at the same school for about 25 years, and certainly his all-time records, I don't think anybody will ever do those. I do hope to become the all-time winning coach here at South Carolina, which is not a lot. 64 was the most one coach won. And when I was hired 7 years ago, I made a statement that was one of my goals, but I made it simply to let the fans know I'm going to be here. I'm not going to be here 4 or 5 years and some big glamorous job. opens up, and that's where I'm going to head to. I wanted to coach here in my last 8, 10 years, whatever it's going to be, and see if we can't do some things that have never happened before. And we've done a bunch of them, but there's still plenty out there that we hope to accomplish.
I appreciate you not just sitting down here with me, but up in the office, you know, looking through all the pictures. It was fun to talk about some of the guys, and I know every now and then you get to see them. You go see your old teammates, the Silver 60s gang back in Florida once a year. What's it like when you get a guy from the 90s or a guy from the year 2000 come in and bop in, talk a little bit?
I tell you what, James, you know, Coach John Wooden, his philosophy and a lot of his sayings I thoroughly believe in. And one of his was that if you have done a good job as a coach, your players will want to come back after they leave you and hang out with you and the team you're with now. And just the other day here at South Carolina, a bunch of our former players that are in the NFL came out and watched practice. And one of the sports writers said that we haven't seen a lot of former guys come hang around until the last few years here. And I said, well, hopefully they will feel comfortable hanging around their old coaches and, you know, the new team. And you guys did the same thing there at Florida. You guys come back every chance you get. And, of course, you guys were always welcome. When a player plays his heart out and does everything to bring honor and recognition to his school, he should always be welcome back. And all the guys that do that certainly are always welcome back. So we're starting to get that here, just like we had at Florida. And that's just sort of a reinforcement that I and our coaching staff did a pretty good job with you guys, because you enjoyed being on our team and enjoy coming back.
Jerry's still making the cookies on everybody's birthday?
James, I got the best football head coaching wife in America. There's no question about it. Every other head coach's wife usually tells me that. Coach, you got the best. I say, I got to agree with you. She's been making cookies for you and the guys, gosh, for what, 22 years now, I guess. Our players sometimes really almost fight over them. They hoard them and, you know, come on, you got to share them. And no, not today. They're a precious commodity when she brings those cookies around.
You mentioned how Bear Bryant was at the same school for so many years. You haven't been at the same school, but you've been in the same conference. How proud are you to have been such a special part of such an incredible football conference as the SEC?
Well, I've been fortunate, James. There's no question about that. I've been fortunate to have a lot of good ball players. SEC, it is sort of, that's my conference, or conference I want to be associated with since I played in it, and now I've had a chance to coach a couple of teams in it. But I still believe also a lot of people say that after about 10 or 12 years, maybe a guy should go coach somewhere else or move around. There is something to that, I believe. So hopefully, you know, 10 to 12 years here would certainly be plenty if I can make it that far.
Now, I'm guessing you don't go deep sea fishing anymore. My dad told me early on when he was there on your staff, you guys went out and it was rough.
It was rough that day. I remember that day. He'd just gotten there, and some guy in St. Augustine, I think they had a gator fishing tournament or something, and we drove over there, and it was windy as could be to start with, and they said, yeah, we're going out. And we went out and chopped around and had a few guys barfing over the edge, so it wasn't a lot of fun.
Have you been back out deep sea fishing since then?
I don't think I have.